Alrighty, hi everyone, this is Aeonic, and in this video we're going to talk about swarm kiting here in the Overthere. Now, you can use the Overthere for actually a pretty decent number of levels, about mid-20s to 30s, so I'm going to show how it's done. So there's two main areas that you're going to likely swarm in the Overthere. There's a lower level portion to the zone, and there's a higher level portion to the zone. So let me pull up that portion. Where is the Overthere? P9 over there. So prior to swarming the Overthere, like I mentioned in a previous video, you're really going to want the Mask of Deception, and to make sure you're also agnostic in religion. And that will enable you to, holy smokes, this is a lot of corpses. That will enable you to bank and sell here. Now, if you don't have access to that, I'll show you where a vendor is. That vendor is right around here, number 5 on the map. It's this little pool. But just in general, in principle, the Overthere, so this is the lower level area for swarming, about like the mid-20s, and then this is more the higher level, the 30s. So let's look for that one vendor spot. So the mobs you're going to want to pull, you're only going to pull the cactuses. Sarnax are iffy because some of them are casters and that will wreck you, but if they're melees, they're fine. You just have to be careful with the Sarnax because some of them, if you know, they'll have aggro with each other, the social aggro. You don't want to pull the Sabertooths, they run too fast. You don't want to pull any of the rhinos. You can pull the chickens. They're completely fine. So, but essentially, mostly what you're going to be pulling in this zone, regardless of level range, is the chickens and the cactuses. Those are mostly what you're going to want to pull. Okay, here's the little lake over here. Let's see. So I'm going to look at the level range on these particular ones, and I'm going to give it more accurate as to probably what levels you could do it at. Okay, so this is the lake, and if I remember correctly, the vendor is nearby. Or the little pond. Yeah, this is the vendor. You have to be, look at that, there's a guy sitting right there. But let me drop my indifferent, and this guy will sell to you near the pond, but the problem is it's a greedy merchant and it'll rip you off. So if you want a better deal, you need to have that Dark Elf illusion. And it also saves you from the wandering guards. They won't aggro you accidentally because of faction. There's some Dark Elf guards that wander through the zone at night. Okay, so let me look. So we got Stone Peep, Stone Glint, Cockatrices. Well, let me look at what their level is. Stone Peep. About 16. And 20. So actually, probably you could do this in the late teens, like maybe as soon as you get Denons at level 18. It's probably doable. So let's do a pull for demonstration. So look around. I'm just gonna find a couple. Here's a Stone Glint. Pull that. I'm just gonna pull 5. So one of the things to keep in mind is the AOEs have a max. You have a max of 25 mobs you can hit any one time with AOEs. Alright, it really doesn't stop me. I still make the biggest pull I possibly can, because it's really just a waste of time if you're running through the zone. And they'll still go down pretty reasonably fast. I would not pull any of the Sarnax. Alright, so another Stone Peep. Let me see if I can get like a couple cactuses in there. Let's see, my ping is good, 98 ping. It's okay, this is worth doing. Sarnak Flunky, I could pull that. Let's do it. But I need to be careful for any casters. Now there is a leashing mechanic in the game, so you do need to be careful. If you go too far, you can't just completely run away from your swarm. You have to kind of keep them in sight, or they'll break off aggro. So keep that in mind. Okay, now let's pull it to an area where I don't have to worry about any ads. If I remember correctly, down on the coastline is okay. I don't want to do it up here. Kind of got to be careful of how many too much having too many obstacles you have to go around. It can make it kind of risky. And you preferably want to pick locations to swarm around where there aren't too many roamers, because that could also threat you. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak. That can also throw you off. So you got to be conscious of that. This looks... No, there's an ad. There's a possible ad right there. I mean, I don't entirely like this area because it's a little too many ads I can possibly go through. Maybe if I go closer to the water. Yeah, this will just have to do. So closer to the water. So you either want to like manually dot them to pull them in. You could use a throwing weapon. You can use social aggro if they'll do that. They're on the same aggro. Ooh, this is not a good area. Alright. Well, we'll try it here. I want to click off J boots, and now what you got to do first is you got to kind of round them up. So you want to do a couple swarm circles around, get them all bunched up right on top of each other. And there we go. So they're adequately bunched up there. And now we are going to click off silos and put on the auto strafe. And now all you do is slowly turn in. You want them to be right in this bottom corner of the screen. Just barely within range. There we go. And then I turn those last two bars on the spell bar. So Denon's has the largest range. Cessations has the second largest. And then Chords of Dissonance, you have to be kind of tight in, so you have to be really careful with Chords of Dissonance. Did I kill them all? Oh yeah, I did. But that's just generally how you do it here. So that's a real quick and dirty. Well, for the lower level range, let's see what these barb succulents are. They're 19. Okay, so yeah, you could probably do this as soon as you get Denons. Those cockatrices speak sell for about platinum per, so you can make some decent money doing that. And now we're going to talk about a little bit higher range stuff. So we're going to be talking about mobs. So what we just did, we pull mobs in this area, and that would be the area you'd go to for mobs that are about early 20s, late teens. As soon as you get Denons, I'd come somewhere around here. And Now we're going to go over to this area, which I believe is the later 20s and 30s. Let's do that. And what I prefer about this one is it's closer to the village. You can sell quicker, and as well, the Kexan virulence. This area has a pretty clear kiting spot. Okay, so let's see. We got a prickly succulent. I don't think that's really indicative of the actual level range of these mobs. Let's find something that's a little more accurate. Oh, I forgot to mention. So, one of the spots that's actually safe, and you don't have to worry about ads, is these big pillars right next to the cavern right in the center. So these big pillars, like right here or here, wherever it might be, there's tends not to be any ads. So if you were killing over here, if you could pull them here, that'd be good. You just need to be careful of the leashing range. But I like to pull them right outside of the outpost when I was doing it. But you can do it right around here, right where I'm at right now. Stone Gazer Cockatoo. So let's see what level that is. Stone Gazer. It's not showing, but 33 to 37. So this will actually probably be 30s because you can't be too under-leveled or you won't land any dots. So then you might not want to do this till you're at least probably about mid-30s. Stone Gazer, Sarnak Berserker, Thorny Succulent. 31. Okay, so yeah, you don't want to do this until you're at least probably 32. And let me see what it says on the guide. Yeah. So let's pull a couple and let's do it. One thing, too, just to be courteous, is it's kind of smart to make an OOC macro saying that, look, I'm pulling in this area, please tell me if you don't want me to. Because some bards are real jerks and there'll be EXP groups going and they'll completely just overroute all the mobs in the area and there's nothing for people to kill. And that's been a major issue. A big reason why people don't like bards is because they kind of hoard all the mobs in certain cases. And it's, I mean, I feel like it's a little better if you're at least being honest. Okay, so that's enough. But you get the idea. You pull closer to the SF ramp right over here. You pull all these mobs. I usually pull till at least I had about 30. I'd count it out. I'd pull this little lake outside the SF ramp, and then I'd start to make my way back. And again, you got to make sure you can still see them. Yeah, there they are. You got to make sure that they're close enough, you're not too far away, or you're going to kind of lose them. Oh, General De Vere's. So this is why you want that Dark Elf illusion. Right now, there's a level 58 guard walking around that if you're not good faction, I mean, if you're not the right faction table, he's going to wreck you. So, let me see. I'll show the areas after I get these guys taken out. So again, you can kite around here, these big open areas next to the pit, the Howling Stones, Cheris's pit. Where are they? There they are. Or you can do it around the Overthere fort, right here next to the water. And I think there's even another spot, if those two are even taken, where you can go here near the Frontier Mountain entrance because it's a huge pathway. It takes a long time to actually reach the zone in, and there's no mobs that path near that zone in at all. Alright, so we want to get them close, wherever they are. I don't see them. They might leash if I'm too far away. There they are. Okay. Yeah, you want to make sure you can always see them, because if you go too far ahead, they'll break off aggro. So now I need to bunch them up. Always be watching out for ads. It can be real dangerous. One stun from them and the whole swarm will hit you and you're dead. Guaranteed. This area will have ads, but you just gotta keep a lookout. Especially you don't want those saber tooths. They run too fast. They run faster than most of these guys, so you couldn't really bunch them up. Okay, that looks about adequately bunched up. So now what we're gonna do, click off silos, do our auto strafe technique, and start it. And you want to kind of listen to the sound as they get closer with their footsteps. So I got 1 hit, 2 hits. Okay, I think I got them all. There we go. Should just barely see them in the corner of the screen. 1 hit, you're dead. So you gotta be kind of careful. Good, and this is a lot more indicative of how it's actually like, because they're not dying instantly like those other ones. Ooh, that got close. Perfect. Just nice and relaxed. One thing you do need to be cautious of is the corpses that'll be left on the ground. So you can make a macro to hide all the corpses. If they get too close, jump away. But you can make a macro, hide the corpses, because that will mess you up. It got a little close there, but I saw the ad in the distance and I didn't want to get him. Okay. Oh, broke off. Alright, that was it. So that's all for this swarm cutting method. I think these Sarnak War Braids you could use for faction boosts. It's actually not half bad money. So, just show a little bit. So what you would do is your banker is right here. I can't break off invis because I am killing sight. These are your bankers. Vendors are right over here. And you're good to go. Careful because there are some undead. They can see through the invis. If you're a good alliance race, I'd strongly recommend that you probably bind right around down here. Because you are going to die. Yeah, bind right where this corpse is. You are going to probably mess up when doing this. But, alrighty. Thank you guys all for watching. Or actually, no, let me show first. Yeah, so, late teens, early 20s, kill around here. You can pull to the, center, the cavern, the crevice. These areas for safe swarming without having to worry about ads. And then once you're probably about your mid 30s, you'll pull around here, and bring him back to next to the fort or again near the crevice, and you should be good to go. Or you can pull in this long corridor that is the Frontier Mountains area. So, alright, thank you guys all for watching. See you guys next video.